It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Mm-hmm. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Mm-hmm. Talk that talk.
Hey, today is Saturday. It's April 12th. The year is 2025. I don't know how to even what to say, but just to say it. Earl passed away on April 10th, the day after my birthday. When we had a we had a birthday celebration with me, him, and another friend. Earl ate birthday cake with me on my birthday, April 9th. And we sat around the house, and this is not what I wanted. This is not how I wanted this to end. This wasn't what he was expecting, nor was I expecting this. Earl fought really hard. We got him out of the hospital. We got him home. He was making some good steps in the right direction. We just didn't have enough time to get him where he needed to be, health-wise. And things just kind of, it's just not what I wanted, and I know it wasn't what he wanted either. But we were together at home, me and him. Earl died here in my arms. Ironically, it was just he and I in the house alone, me, him, and the dogs. There was a nurse who had just left, and I had an assistant who was helping me. He had just left. They had both left for the night. And this was on April the 10th at about 10 o'clock. It's taken me a while, y'all. This is I don't know how to discuss this because this is complicated. There's no way I can spin it. I just had to tell the truth. I mean, he passed away, and I wasn't expecting it. I spent a lot of time. I was getting a therapist to help him get back to walking. I had doctors and nurses coming out to the house. we were trying to get him back to normal. Earl was still shopping, buying clothes. Literally, there were still clothes showing up here that he was going to wear back to work because his sizes had changed. He had lost some weight. He was trying to get back to work. Earl chose this house, and this was the house I wanted. It was something else I wanted, and it had a lot of stairs. It's like a townhouse. It was right on Myrtle Street in Midtown near Piedmont Park. Earl was very adamant that he did not like that place because of the stairs, the location, the lack of parking. He didn't like none of it. And we really got into it about this damn house before I just gave up and said, you want this damn house for some reason, just buy it. Not knowing, not even thinking in 2022 when we were looking at this house that this would be the house that he would pass away in. It never crossed my mind. It just never. Had we bought that townhouse, it would have been impossible for me to get him home and back to the house. He was, it would have been a task. Here, in this particular home, we were able to bring him right in and set him up on the bedroom on the first floor and get everybody in. He was able to move around this first floor. I put him in a wheelchair. I brought him out on the deck. He was getting sunlight. He was standing. He was walking. He was talking. He wasn't really walking, but he was walking with me. I tell Earl to put his arms around me and hold on tight, and I pull him out that chair. Because I didn't want to see him sitting like that. You're going to get up and you're going to walk. And I had a walker. He put his hands around me, held on. We couldn't go far, but it was something. So as I moved him around, I tell him, hold on to me, and Earl would hold on to me really tight. And I pick him up, and I tell him, let's do this. Get him out the bed, get him into the chair, get into the chair. I brought a recliner out here on this deck. This wasn't what neither of us wanted. Earl wanted to live. The hospital, for whatever reasons, they refused to allow Earl to have a port for dialysis. And that set us down this path. I could have took Earl to another hospital. I was begging him to give him a port so he could do dialysis. I think that would have helped him to live longer. I just don't know if they had gave him the port, I really wish he would have had a chance. So he could have did dialysis. But sending him home without that port and us not having access to dialysis created so many problems on this end. And I knew that without that dialysis or some form of dialysis, and me and Earl had discussed about going to another hospital, but he was tired of going to hospitals. He just wanted to be home. Near the end, when he started saying, let's go to Piedmont, I knew then that he was too weak. I didn't even think we had that as an option anymore to go to another hospital and see what they could do. This has been very hard and very complicated for me, his friends and family. And even the dogs have had difficulty with this because they know. It's been really complicated for me. A lot more complicated. I met Earl in 1996. This is in 2025. It's almost 30 years that we know each other. This has been rough. The fact that he died the day after my birthday, I will always remember that. For that reason. It's like he hung on just enough That day of my birthday, he kept saying, "It's your birthday today," and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do something." But I was also switching him to a different nurses, different doctors. I was busy all day. A friend of mine brought some cake over and candles, and we blew out the candles. And Earl was talking to me. We was laughing. Everything was going great. And then the next day, y'all, it just went downhill, literally. But his appetite had begun to dwindle. He wasn't really eating a lot of food or no food at all. I can get him to drink some juice, coffee, water. Trying to get him to eat. He'd take a few bites and said he couldn't eat it. I kept sitting by that bed talking to him, saying, "You gotta eat." He said, "Bring the protein shakes. I'll drink that." He drank the protein shakes. Just the clock was ticking, y'all, and I was in denial. I was in denial. I was in denial because that was what I wanted. So it's quiet over here for the y'all. Hey. I feel that breeze. It feels so nice out here today. It's been hard. When you spend so much time with somebody like that, I spent more time living with him than I did my own brothers and sisters and my own mother and father. We had our ups and downs, of course, trials and tribulations. If I had to tell somebody, I had a lot of good days and good times with Earl. We had some very good times. Yeah, we had our bad days. Yeah, we had our rough days. Yes, we had our terrible days. But 90% of the time, everything was great. Earl was another human being, just like I'm a human being. If you think everything gonna be perfect in a relationship or a friendship, nothing's perfect between a mother and a son. I wasn't expecting perfection from Earl, and I don't think he was expecting that from me. I just need some time to think and rest. I've been running to the hospital for the past 7 months, y'all. Running back and forth to the hospital, but I was wore out. When Earl got here, I was relieved because I didn't have to get up and run to a hospital. I could make breakfast here, coffee, I can do stuff here. We can have some private time. I'm so grateful that he did die here at home. I couldn't have took that at the hospital, and I don't think he wanted that either. When I realized something was going on, I held onto my arms and said, "Something's not right." I was holding him, he was staring at me, directed me to get him some water. I got some water. He wanted some ice, I got some ice. And I realized I said, "Something's not right here," and he couldn't speak. And that's when I realized, okay. It would have made no difference if I called 911. They couldn't have got here fast enough. And Earl was on hospice care, so it wouldn't have mattered. I was hoping Earl could graduate from hospice care and get better. He was getting better. Some days were good and some days were bad. They see me, they just barking away. I gotta take them out. They looking right at me. They howling up a storm down there. I know. Y'all probably can't hear them. They've been howling for the past few days. I know. I'm heartbroken. I am. Everybody had just left the house. I had a whole bunch of people here earlier. And this is the first time I've been here by myself. The only time I said that while everybody's not here, then shoot a small video. I'm sure some of y'all were wondering what happened, what was going on. I'll be back. I'm gonna make a video with some pictures of Earl and I, and right now I just wanted you all to know what was going on, what had happened. But I gotta lay down for a second. I'm tired. Give me some sleep. Today is Saturday. It is April the 12th. The year is 2025. And I'll be back later to talk more. Right now, I gotta get some rest because I'm really tired. And we'll talk more. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.